Good morning, lovely people. Welcome back to Nat's Knackers Yard. I'll be Nat. This will be my Knackers Yard. I am, as ever, short of time. So I'm going to go on to part 2 of trying to get this, or replacing the cylinder head on this XJ650 on Mick. I've got the one that I knacked there. That's the one in. I need to get the cams in. I'm not going to bolt it down completely, but I'm going to get the cams in and then go for all the valve heights, valve spacing, I should say. Oh, this looks really washed out. It is bastard cold, so I'm going to get on with it. So let's get these cams in first. So I need to get the caps off, and I'll do that, and I'll get the cams in. Right, so I've got the caps off. It's a bit oily, which is a good thing. It doesn't look damaged at all. Now when I go for final fit, I will obviously oil them as I go in, but this is just to do the spacers. So the camshafts are labelled inlet and exhaust, and the bit that I'm looking for is the marker on the top. Now it's still on top dead centre, he says. I will check. No, it's not. Well checked, isn't it? Okay, right, it's close. Right, excuse my balls. Oh, ow. Right, I was just checking then to make sure it is the T, not the C. I'm now on the T for top dead centre. Alright, let's get the first one on then. Obviously I've still got the cam chain tied up. Oh. This is unpleasant with cold hands. I keep nearly ripping that fucking number plate off. Alright. One in. Right, that's the chains on. Oh, fuck, my hands are cold. Right, I think we're on. Just checking the book. Right, so we are on-ish. There or thereabouts. I've got that chain in the wrong place. Right. That's better. That's better. So I'm trying to get the dots on the side roughly up. But I have an audiobook going in my ear this time in a Bluetoothy type. No, actually my travel headphones and the ones I commute with. That's because I had Matt blaring away last week, thinking it'd be fine, and I went to do the editing, and it's not fine. It's shit with somebody talking in your ear. Right, so I'm on the lugs on both sides. I am approximately on in terms of up the up. That's going to be a bitch to set on the bike. Never mind. Right, so let's get the followers on. Voiceover time here. I'm being a good boy. I'm doing them one at a time. I'm doing it bit by bit, and then I hear the voice of an angel. Yeah. Yes, please. Sorry. Okay, I'll come in. Right, I'm back post bacon sarnie. Right, I'll zoom you through this. I'm just bit by bit pulling them down, using the Alecki on a really low torque just to speed things up more than anything else before I break out the torque wrench. Right, I'll just boom you through this. Right. Torque wrench. I'm not doing it all the way down to torque each time, just using the tool just to rattle it down a little bit each time. Right, so just down to the point where I'm starting to torque it down. Right, I'm not sure if you heard that. I'm not entirely sure if I did. I thought it was just seated. But let's play that again. And again. And once more slower with zoom. Feck. Now, I didn't quite realise what happened at the time, but just for shits and giggles, let's fast forward you through to the point where I work out what I've done wrong. Try not to get angry here. Alright. What do you reckon? A little bit of JB World will fix that perfectly, and then I'll bang it back in. Yeah, if I was a certain ginge, that's probably what I'd try. Das ist fucht. I think I didn't have it lined up correctly and it was just catching an edge, and in fact there's no marks on it. It's only an aluminium housing, so I would have thought that would have marked. Well, if it was ever going to break, it's probably the time it should break, but that is fucking irritating. Well, I'm an inexperienced enough mechanic that I know that if that's broken, I've probably broken it. So please feel free to rinse me in the comments, but for fuck's sake, Nat, you bellend. Right, let's kind of kibosh the idea for the day / this upload. I'm going to chuck those caps back on really loosely so I don't lose them. Looking at how I've completely cocked this up this time, and hopefully you'll learn from my mistakes. This is the one that's come off, obviously. Now, get that out of the way. Just remove the old end piece. I know exactly what I've done. Now, I've got away with it because there's no marring on this on the other one. But what I must have done is not put it in flat. So what I've done is had it rested over the edge, which is fortunate because it's caught and it hasn't marred it. But I've had it, I'm exaggerating for effect because it wasn't that far out. And as I've clamped down on that, it's pushed down and it's rested up on there. It meant it couldn't drop far enough in. Whereas I should have had it like that. And I'm a moron. Yeah, learn by my mistakes, people. Make sure that your camshaft is properly seated before you start putting it down. Now, in my slight defence, the last time I did this, it was off the bike, so it was easier to look down on it and make sure that it's on, whereas I had it on the bike, making it a little bit trickier. So I'm an idiot and I've cocked it. About 30 quid, about a week is the synopsis on a replacement. This bike is fighting me. Well, it's not fighting me. I'm doing stupid things, mostly when I'm trying to rush things. So, lesson learned, take a bit of time. I have swapped out the rev drive, the one that came with the other head. I'm not sure if you can see it, but there is a bend. So I've swapped it out. This one's fine. Made sure I've got the end piece so the rev counter will work. So I've chucked that on, just as some kind of victory. Yeah, I'm going to leave that battery charged. It's not surprising the battery's died. I mean, this garage is burning cold. It seems to be even colder than outside. And we have had a massive cold snap and it's just zapped it. So, no great shocker from the locker on that. I'm starting to do more and more shit uploads and I apologise. But, better my mistakes than yours, I suppose. And it could have been a damn sight worse. I could have actually marred the crank cover, the cylinder head around the edge, which it didn't, fortunately. Yeah, that's impressive. Not done that before. Hopefully we'll never do it again, and hopefully because of my mistakes neither will you. Cheers all, I'll catch you later. Ta-da.